The way I don't like having my hair out anymore, it's worrisome. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you guys are well, and I am back with another reading vlog. But I just need to get out of this funk, whatever I'm in. I need to be out of it, and I need to be back to reading again. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. Tori told me to read this book and she said that I must do a reading vlog, so I'm obliging. I'm gonna go in blind without knowing what's going on or what this book is really about. I read like a few pages. I felt like it was going to be slow, but so far this is the only book that I have in my mind. This is the only book I'm thinking about. This is the only book I want to read right now. So I'm gonna follow my heart's desires, give myself what I want. Yeah, without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. So weird. I cannot wait to get my hair done. I'm literally on page 15 already. This is very nostalgic. It reminds me of how I was when I was in like late primary school, early high school. She's basically talking about like instant messenger, and we had like Mix-It back in those days. We used to have this thing like if you wanted to have a chat with your friend and you didn't have enough airtime obviously to have like a phone call, you would send them a call back to be like please call, log in, or send it to whoever you want to have a chat with at that time. Mix-It was my holy grail. She's talking about instant messenger being her holy grail. Mix-It and BBM were my holy grail, but mainly Mix-It. First crush at that school, like I remember having the most insane, intense crush on this one guy. He was in grade 11, I was in grade 9. I cringe now thinking about it. Oh God, why am I so pathetic? I absolutely adored that boy. Keep in mind, he hadn't said a word to me. I think the one time he said hello to me, I froze. And I went to tell my friend, I'm like, oh my God, he said hello to me. Is this gonna be a good book for me? Like, of how nostalgic it feels and how I'm relating to certain things and just how familiar it feels to me. It's like, this feels good. I don't wanna lie. Anyways, page 15. So let's go. My second iced coffee of the day, and I can't believe this is the summer that you guys ordered. I really cannot. I cannot. I'm here to give you guys a book update. I am devouring this pretty slowly. I am on page 105. There was a point where Dolly is basically talking about an experience that she had with a friend. The friend basically got into a new relationship, and it was a very much healthy relationship, but she didn't see it that way because in her mind it's like they were not there yet, right? So she kind of feels jealous, but the jealousy is kind of masked as her being ignored in the friendship and not acknowledged anymore. Basically, Farley is more into her romantic relationship than she is into the friendship. As much as it's true that there are some friends who are like, they are keeping you as friends because they don't have a romantic partner, but once they do have a romantic partner, things change, and they change so drastically that they leave you. It sucks to be left behind like that, and I have experienced that. I always say this, ne? There's a difference with realizing that yes, my priorities have changed, and obviously I'm going to focus into building this relationship with this type of person, but also at the same time, it's kind of shitty that some people like treat you as an option. You get what I'm saying? Once they don't have a man, then you guys are friends, but once they do have a man, you guys are not friends. It's just, yeah. Farley kind of was like jealous. She didn't handle the situation in the most healthy way. It was a lack of communication that, listen, you're still my friend. It's just that priorities have changed and things are going to look different. It just made me realize how self-righteous I had been in certain situations. Like early in my 20s, I was very much big on solo, in a sense that I don't want to get married. I don't want to have children. As we getting older, I remember the first experience that I had. One of my friends had a child and I was like, bitch, really? I'm like, really, bitch? Really, bitch? And then one of my friends got married just last year and I was like, but why? I had a very self-righteous type of belief in that my values lied in the fact that that kind of lifestyle, like I truly believed that I will have a partner in life, but I do not want to have a partner that truly believes in being married and having children, because those are the things that I do not want. In most of my friend groups, I'm literally the only one who's single and who doesn't have a child. So it's like I have no romantic relationship and I also don't have a child. So basically all my attention goes to myself, my family and my friends. This took me also a while to learn that in relationships it's never really 50-50. Also, there are just some friendships where you can constantly see that you are constantly giving 80 and it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. She was basically venting to her boyfriend. She was just like, I can't believe that Fadi has done this. I put her first in everything. Like our friendship comes first, then my romantic relationship. And the boyfriend basically said that maybe it shouldn't be like that. When I read that, I was like, damn. Dynamites come in small packages basically with this book. This is how I'm feeling. But yeah, basically I'm enjoying this book. It's just that it's slow. But when it hits, it hits. But yeah, guys, that is all for now. I'm probably gonna come back again once I've reached like 200 pages of this book. I thought this was like a memoir and I thought it was gonna be written like on this day, you know, but I realized that it's a memoir that's written in a way that I would like to write my memoir. So Dolly talked about something and I was like, oh my gosh, I've always felt that way. She's basically talking about how this guy was basically a bum when they got together, but she dumped him because she was like, you are not going anywhere in anything like that, only for her to see him like a couple of years later like very stand up and being married and everything like that. It's not even in the same context as Dolly's ones, but for me it's a sense that I've always dated guys and they right after I break up with those guys and they kind of like have long-term relationships with them, and I've always been like, wait a minute. Am I a trial run? Am I the 7-day trial to you, boo-boo? And I've had in my mind that I am that type of girl that is constantly desired but will never be chosen. It's just weird to experience that, and it sucks to experience that. As I'm reading it, it's like it doesn't register that there are gems of this book, but once I start talking about it, it's like, damn, there are a lot of things that I relate to and understand. That's how I feel about it so far, and I will come back with an update maybe once I'm 200 pages in. So far, so good. I'm back with a reading update. Yeah, well, Matsuwa Konibugu that I'm devouring slowly. It's definitely this book. Still the same feelings, no regrets. And I can definitely understand why a lot of people say this book is for the people who are in their 20s. A lot of feelings that I have had about my life are feelings that Dolly also shares. The last part that I read, she was basically speaking about how she has this huge urge to move to a new city. I've always had the urge to move to a different city. Like, I don't like being in one place for a very, very long time. Yeah, she touched a little bit about the humbling experience of moving back home also, which is something that I've also experienced. She talks about how certain friendships came about in her adult life as we are growing up. She has this sense of that she's failing in being an adult. This line, and I was like, yeah, that she's at this wedding and she's reciting this poem. She says, "When I said the line, I don't regret anything I was before because I still am. I only regret not having loved you. I couldn't help but cry. For the love Alex and her husband had for each other and for the depth of loneliness I only then realized I had felt for the past year." Man, it's just, I get the title now, Everything I Know About Love. I relate to this book so much, guys, and like I almost want to tell you guys my life story. That's how much I relate to this book. It touches on friendship, which is something that means a whole world to me. How sometimes you can feel very lonely in friendship. I wish she could have dived a little deeper because she spoke about one person. That is all for now. I'm just gonna read. I'll talk to you guys later. Any reason for me to wear a sweater? Like, I see a drop of rain, I'ma put on a sweater. The weather is kind of gloomy. I don't have electricity, so yay. I'm at a part of this book where Dolly is going to therapy and she is having like a breakthrough moment. When she starts going to therapy, she's 27, which is the age that I'm going to be turning soon. Dolly has made growing up so relatable. It makes me feel like I'm part of something. It makes me feel so fucking seen. She's currently in therapy and she's basically talking, and I was just like, I feel that so much, especially to just get it right, and not to just even get it right in terms of other people's expectations of me, but just to get it right in my own terms. This is the line, this is like the paragraph. "I told her the lengths I had gone to for approval, spending all my money on rounds of drinks for people I'd never met and not being able to pay my rent the next week, starting Saturday nights at 4 p.m. and ending them at 4 a.m. to attend 6 different birthday parties of people I barely knew. How tired and heavy and spineless and self-loathing this has made me feel. The pathetic irony that I had the greatest circle of friends around me, and yet I felt I couldn't tell them any of this. How deep-rooted my fear of dependency was. That I could cry in the bed of a stranger I met in New York, but I couldn't ask my best friends for help." It's just like, same. I really felt that. And then she says, "I feel nothing is holding me together anymore." And then the therapist basically replied, "Of course you do. You've got no sense of self." These are like real conversations that I've had with myself. It's like, I don't know what I like anymore, what I believe in, and just all of those things. And not that I want to have concrete beliefs and concrete feelings about certain things, but it's just like I would like to have a direction of some sort. I have been a great advocate of knowing yourself and loving yourself through everything. And sometimes I find that I haven't been gracious with myself with going through that process of just like, I'm still finding my feet. Like, I'm not the same person that I was when I was 15. I'm not the same person that I was when I was 21. Yeah, I think I've said this also before, that this is how I would write my memoir. And it's funny, it's witty. Also, I'm very curious with how this will end, but currently on page 227. I'm gonna read until the electricity comes back. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. to this. On the subject of anything I was interested in, he had something new to say. Having the light of this man's interest shine on me made me feel energized and new. There weren't enough hours in the day to talk to David. I needed more. I also think it's the cutest thing that in London, their benches are like carved with tributes, like dedications. I think it's the sweetest thing. I see it with on the palm, like the walkway in Mhlanga. It'll be like dog dedications, but there is some benches. And I think it's the cutest thing ever, guys. Like, dedicate benches to your loved ones and place them at the park, gardens, at the beach. Anyway, I think it's the cutest thing. Hot as shit, but I wanted to give you guys a update of my overall thoughts of Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I think the perfect way to kind of like summarize this book is actually a quote from this book itself. You're realizing the mundanity of life. You're finally understanding how little point there is to anything. You're moving out of the realm of fantasy when I grew up and adjusting to the reality that you're there. It's happening. And it wasn't what you thought it might be. You are not who you thought you'd be. This felt like such a full circle moment because at the beginning of the book, when she was still a teenager, she was talking about how she wants to have her own life. She wants to have her own friends, her own place, kind of like leave out this Sex and the City type of dream, which is something I think a lot of women can relate to. I think we all grow up and we just want this specific life that we've seen on TV or have read about. It really felt like a full circle moment when she had that realization that we are literally there. We are the adults. We are the adults that we're reading about and watching on TV. We are literally there. You have these fantasies of how you would want your grown-up life to look like. When you're actually there, it doesn't feel, or it may look like that, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that, or the feeling that you thought it might have. The ending was, it started to feel like how it started. At the beginning, it was pretty slow, ended very slowly, gradually, and like hitting. Like, I just want to read off quotes for you to understand how important and monumental this book is. Basically, this is like last pages of the book. She's like, remember, you probably had access to an abundance of love already, just not the romantic kind. This kind of love might not kiss you in the rain or propose marriage, but it will listen to you, inspire and restore you. It will hold you when you cry, celebrate you when you're happy, and sing All Saints with you when you're drunk. You have so much to gain and learn from this kind of love. You can carry it with you forever. Keep it as close to you as you can. The last pages of this book were just basically talking about how, important community and friendship is, being by yourself, and also, certain things we project. I know with myself, I'm a projector. Sometimes, when you don't have the language of a difference of certain things, you might misname them and call them something that they're not. And she had an experience with this guy. I had an intense connection with him, but it wasn't necessarily intimacy. And I related to that. I related so much to this book. I'm gonna make it my personality for a while. I absolutely love this book. It's definitely a 5-star. Definitely recommend. I definitely get the hype. yeah, I love this book and I would definitely recommend it. That is all for this video, you guys. I really do hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and hit that little bell to get notified every single time your homegirl posts a video. Until next time, sugars, thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye.